Dasa karuna kori. Diya parachaya shoroe amae tomara charana gori. Chaya vega doni, chaya dosha shodi, chaya guna devo dase. Chaya vega doni, chaya dosha shodi, chaya guna devo dase. Chaya satsanga. Deo amane lososhi sangerashi. Ekaki amane nahi karvalo arinama. Krishna Krishna Boli Katha Pache Pache. Oh hey Vaishnava Thakur Goyara Sagara Idase Koruna Kori. Jaya Vaishnava Thakur Vaishnava Thakur Vaishnava Thakur Jaya Vaishnava Thakur Jaya Vaishnava Thakur. Jagannath Sutta Mahaprabhu Vishwamba. Jagannath Sutta Mahaprabhu Vishwamba. Mayapur, I all together. Shashi Deepa Sudaka Sachi Sutta Sahari Namai Sundara. Jaya Bhagavati Prita Nana Sakala Balaka Namupata Vijayi Udita Chaula Vayara Mahan Katika Sarasya Zanya Bali Katika Lakshmi Kati Bora Dasa Uda Katala Ishachira Kati Pukha Shukha Nivara Lakshmi Kati Purvarisha Sarvateshahara Viti Jai Katahari Vishnu Priyasha Veta Bhagava Srinivas Krihadana Nityananda Sarasara Bhara Rajina Narayana Hare Krishna Atta Diksha Shadar Simanta Vijaya Gurva Vihari Madhya Vipaliyasha Kora Dipa Pati Ritu Dipa Mahesha Jadu Moga Guna Rudra Kera Krishna Nava Kanda Rakanata Jana Vijivana Sadai Madai Nani Suri Kachara Narayana Hare Sai Sai Narayana Hare Sai Sai Nagaraki Charaka Patati Narayani Tika Sindhu Jiveraniyanta Adama Padiya Kandi Pakadoshamanta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra Bharati Karana Varivata Shino Mani Sutala Pava Narayana Hare Rata Udalam Alada Shana Rakadana Kata Gajapati Sana Vinamaya Udana Surya Prakashe Dushta Haru Yarta Rupasana Sana Bhavi Sana Virata Pasi Sanyasi Uzari Prema Data Makata Vairagi Gandhi Achanda Rashara Patera Bora Vakari Patapranadana Haridasa Jaguna Sarupa Jiva Narayana Karim Kaini Kemi Kodai Narayana Karim Kaini Kemi Kodai Paka Divinota Pore Ranga Pai Narayana Karim Kaini Kemi Kodai Narayana Karim Kaini Kemi Kodai Jai Gaurani Jai Gaurani Jai Gaurani Jai Jai Gaurani Jai Parivrajakacharyashto Tarasatashi Shrimad Abhay Charanada Binda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajakacharyashto Tarasatashi Shrimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai Ananta Kodi Vaishnavini Ki Jai Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Jamuna Devi Ganga Devi Ki Jai Samdekta Bhakta Devi Ki Jai. All glories to some devotees. All glories to some devotees. All glories to some devotees. Lord Premanande Hari Bol. Srimad Bhagavatam class. And Vyas Puja offerings. For Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Janabalaba Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vraja Janaranjana Jaya Vraja Janaranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vraja Janaranjana Jaya Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Jamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So now we're going to recite the prayers sung by Queen Kunti to Krishna. We'll find in these prayers various elements. As an example, Queen Kunti is identifying Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, and says that he's covered by his internal potency, and for the materialist by his external potency. And she mentions also, after giving these very general descriptions of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, her very personal relationship with him. Mentions his primary names, Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya cha, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that Krishna has primary and secondary names. Primary names are the names that Krishna has that describe his relationship with his dearest devotees. And the secondary names are the ones that describe him as God, like Ishvara or Rishikesh and so forth. And then in a very personal way, she offers her respects to him. How personal is it when she says, Nava Pankajanabhaya, Nava Pankajamaline. She's talking about the beautiful features of Krishna's body. And as his auntie, she begins by, uncharacteristically, for a reverent person or devotee, noticing his navel. Of course, his navel is famous because from his navel, as Garbhodakshai Vishnu, grows the lotus stem from which Brahma comes and so forth. And there are many descriptions of the beauty of Krishna's body, and his navel is described as lotus. But what's odd about that, one might notice, because normally one would begin by offering respectful obeisances to the lotus feet. But because she's his aunt, and Krishna observes all the nuances of relationships, for instance, when he meets the Pandavas, he embraces Arjuna as a friend, and he allows Sahadev and Nakul and Sahadev to offer respects. And to his elders, Krishna offers his obeisances. And so with his auntie, she feels that it would be awkward for him if she offered obeisances first to his lotus feet. This is the very personal aspect. And then she goes into a description of the ways in which one can approach Krishna, which is to divest oneself of any sense of importance based on one's bodily designation. Janmaishvara Shutashibir Eramana Madapuman Nayavar Yavidatum Vai Twamakinchana Gochara Namo Kinchana Vittaya Nivrata Gunavrittaye Atmaramaya Shantaya Kaivalya Patei Namaha. Saying that the only qualification for seeing Krishna is to feel that one has no qualification. One's a kinchana. And we find near the 3/4 of the way through her prayer, she gives several verses talking about various perspectives about why Krishna comes to the world. Some say that he comes to glorify King Yadu and to uplift the devotees. Some say he comes to reintroduce the process of hearing, chanting, and remembering, so that one who does so, takes up with the process, may overcome the sufferings of the material world. And near the end of the prayers, she is feeling intense separation. He's leaving, and after having the oversight of Krishna, as she describes, Ime janapada sridha supakwau shariviradha vanadri nadyudanvanto yedante tavivikshitai. Because of your glance, Krishna, she says, everything's flourishing. Janapada means the places where people walk, and that means the towns. Janapada. Sridha supakwau shariviradha. All the herbs, Aushaudi, Virada, they're all flourishing. Nanandri, the mountains, the hills, the rivers, the oceans, they're all producing wealth and beauty because vikshitai, because you're looking at them, because you glance at them. And then she's saying, but just as a living body becomes just a dead body after the soul leaves, that similarly, when you leave us, then all of this opulence and the vibrancy of all of us, because of your presence, it'll be gone. We'll be like dead bodies, basically, she's saying. And various other moods. So this prayer goes through various very important observations that Kunti has about Krishna, and it's very heartfelt. So maybe let's read the English together. And just after this, at 8 o'clock, we're going to start our extended version of Srila Prabhupada's Vyas Puja, because it goes on and on and on. And as one year when we were observing Sri Vyas Puja for Prabhupada, Akurnath Prabhu, whom we're all missing, so he went to Alachua. No more going to Alachua. Everyone has to stay here from now on. It's a travel ban. That he said one year, sometimes people say that Janmashtami is the day before the appearance of Srila Prabhupada. And he said, actually, I feel that his appearance day is a year before Krishna's appearance, which means that during the year, by serving Srila Prabhupada and remembering him, one can be prepared to enter into Janmashtami. Srimati Kunti said, O Krishna, I offer my obeisances unto you because you are the original personality and unaffected by the qualities of the material world. You're existing both within and without everything, yet you're invisible to all. Being beyond the range of limited sense perception, you're the eternally irreproachable factor covered by the curtain of deluding energy. You're invisible to the foolish observer, exactly as an actor, just as a player, is not recognized. You yourself descend to propagate the transcendental science of devotional service unto the hearts of the advanced transcendentalists and mental speculators who are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. How then can we women know you perfectly? Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and the enlivener of the cows and the senses. My respectful obeisances are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like a lotus flower, who are always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, whose glance is as cool as the lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses. O Rishikesh, master of the senses and Lord of lords, you have released your mother Devaki, who was long imprisoned and distressed by the envious King Kamsa, and me and my children for a series of constant dangers. My dear Krishna, your lordship has protected us from a poison cake, from a great fire, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly, from sufferings during our exile in the forest, and from the battle where great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the weapon of Ashvatthama. I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again, so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. My Lord, your lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling. My obeisances are unto you, who are the property of the materially impoverished. You have nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material modes of nature. You are self-satisfied, and therefore you are the most gentle and are master of the monists. My Lord, I consider your lordship to be eternal time, the supreme controller, without beginning and end, the all-pervasive one. In distributing your mercy, you are equal to everyone. The dissensions between living beings are due to social intercourse. O Lord, no one can understand your transcendental pastimes, which appear to be human and so are misleading. You have no specific object of favor, nor do you have any object of envy. People only imagine that you are partial. Of course, it is bewildering, O soul of the universe, that you work, though you are inactive, and that you take birth, though you are the vital force of the unborn. You yourself descend amongst animals, men, sages, and aquatics. Verily, this is bewildering. My dear Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflooded with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes. And you were afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me. Some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings, and others say that he is born to please King Yadu, one of your dearest devotees. You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in the Malaya hills. Others say that since both Vasudeva and Devaki prayed for you, you have taken your birth as their son. And undoubtedly you are unborn, yet you take your birth for their welfare and to kill those who are envious of the demigods. Others say that the world, being overburdened like a boat at sea, is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. And yet others say that you appeared for the sake of rejuvenating the devotional service, of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so on, in order that the conditioned souls suffering from material pangs might take advantage and gain liberation. O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant, and repeat your transcendental activities, or take pleasure in others' doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. O my Lord, you have executed all duties yourself. Are you leaving us today, though we are completely dependent on your mercy and have no one else to protect us, now when all kings are at enmity with us? As the name and fame of a particular body is finished with the disappearance of the living spirit, similarly, if you do not look upon us, all our fame and activities, along with the Pandavas and Yadus, will end at once. O Gadadhar, Krishna, our kingdom is now being marked by the impressions of your feet, and therefore it appears beautiful, but when you leave it, it will no longer be so. All these cities and villages are flourishing in all respects because the herbs and grains are in abundance. The trees are full of fruits, the rivers are flowing, the hills are full of minerals, and the oceans full of wealth, and this is all due to your glancing over them. O Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, O personality of the form of the universe, please therefore sever my tie of affection from my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else. O Krishna, O friend of Arjuna, O chief amongst the descendants of Vishnu, you are the destroyer of those political parties which are disturbing elements on this earth. Your prowess never deteriorates. You are the proprietor of the transcendental abode, and you descend to relieve the distresses of the cows, the brahmanas, and the devotees. You possess all mystic powers, and you are the preceptor of the entire universe. You are the Almighty God, and offer you my respectful obeisances. Sutta Goswami said, the Lord, thus hearing the prayers of Kunti Devi, composed in choice words for his glorification, mildly smiled. That smile was as enchanting as his mystic power. So we have until when? Yash, are you organizing this? What's the story? Better give him a microphone. Tell us what our deadline is and what we have to do, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes, so the deadline to learn the prayers, translations, or Sanskrit, or both if you so desire, is Radhashtami, which is this Wednesday, September 11th. Shortly after that, we will be sending out a form through which you can submit a form of remote testing, which you can do on your own. And then at some point in the future, we will also have a showcase day where we can all come together and celebrate what we've learned and show what we learned as well.
What do you mean sometime in the future? What does that mean? You better tell us a date, otherwise we're going to just... When's the cutoff? Like, when are we going to... Don't we have to submit something now?
Yeah, the submission will be... we're working on the dates for that still. We don't have... There's a couple things we need to figure out still. But we'll be sending out communication very soon.
Give us an approximation. Is it like next week?
Yes, so the remote testing will be soon after Radhashtami, so you'll have approximately a week afterwards to submit.
1 week? Everyone's going, Yeah, but we need that exact date as soon as possible. Otherwise, it's hard to stay in that intense state. Well, it's not hard for you guys. You live in that state. It's hard for me to stay in that hyper state of study and so forth. So please give us an exact time, maybe by the end of the day. That'd be okay?
Yeah.
Like a deadline?
Sure.
Thanks. Thank you for the setting guidelines for us so we can move forward. And we're still stewing over which are the next prayers. I know you sent me some stuff. I started discussing it yesterday with some of the devotees, and we'll get back to you and we'll talk about what's next to come. But get ready. I've mentioned before that there's a visceral way in which when we greet Vaishnavas, we stand up, because as I've heard, and this is Aitya, just passed down, I haven't found it in a Shastra yet, but I've heard it through word of the mouth. When great devotees come, you should rise up, otherwise there's a crushing effect. We can remember Romaharshan, he didn't stand up for Balaram. And just in general, when you see a great personality or devotee, you stand up and then offer your respects. Then you can bow down and offer obeisances. I'd like to welcome back to ISKCON of Silicon Valley 2 of our dearest God siblings. My God brother Bhagavat Ashraya Prabhu, who's, just hold your applause for a minute. He and his wife Sarvamangala travel together as Paka Vanaprasthas. They have no fixed home. They just are traveling and preaching everywhere. And they see America as one of the most ripe, viable places for teaching devotees, especially in the mood of Paschatya Deshatarane that Satyadev Prabhu mentioned the other day. So they go from place to place. They stay at people's homes long enough for them to milk a cow, give little milk, and preach. Bhagavat Ashraya Prabhu is one of my closest godbrothers, a well-wisher, a mentor, a friend in all ways. Sarvamangala is famous all over the world for being a stalwart. Both of them are, and they travel together. So by good fortune and by the transcendental vibration, maybe it's the extra japa we're doing or something that we've attracted to come back here. They just landed a couple of days ago, if you felt anything. So if you don't mind, let's just stand up, turn around and greet them and say thank you very much for coming to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Welcome back. Thank you very much for coming to the Bay Area. We look forward to hearing from you, seeing you, and it's heartfelt to have you here. Now we're continuing with our extended Vyas Puja offerings to Srila Prabhupada. We've found over the years that one morning on Prabhupada's actual appearance day is not enough. We want to hear from everybody who has something to express to Srila Prabhupada from this is weird. This started doing this. See that? I have to tighten this, but oh, all right. So I'm going to move over. You move this too, please. Table. And Madhuri Saki has taken on this service, partly because she and her mother don't sleep. And going back about 5 years or something, coming to Vyas Puja in the morning, because so many of you all stay up all night cleaning and everything like that, and then she and her mom come in here, and Madhuri Saki's taken up the service of helping to organize the speakers on Vyas Puja morning and now on the extended. So she's going to be giving me a list. Thank you, Madhuri Saki, for your organization. We're starting. We need a chair here. This morning, by inviting Apara Gorangi to please come up and make your offering to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my respectful obeisances. All glories unto you. Wishing you a very happy Vyas Puja. Last year during our India trip, we were traveling from New Delhi to Vrindavan. As our car traveled through the streets of South Delhi, I was remembering my school days, going around in the same area several times. Sometimes to buy books, sometimes to buy stationery, and other times to go out and eat with the family. I was feeling very nostalgic until it suddenly occurred to me that while staying in Delhi, I passed through so many times the roads which could also go to Vrindavan. But because I had no idea about Vrindavan, other than the name Vrindavan, I never even desired to visit Vrindavan or take association of devotees. During our trip to Vrindavan, many Western devotees were reflecting on the fact that if you had not come to the West and spread the message of Krishna consciousness, they would not have ever come to Vrindavan. And Krishna helped me to realize that even though I was born in India and lived close to Vrindavan for a couple of years, I also would not have ever visited Vrindavan had I not received your mercy through you and your devotional family. You not only brought devotees from so many countries to Vrindavan, you also turned the attention of so many Indians towards Vrindavan. You not only brought so many souls to Vrindavan, but also guided us to how to take real advantage of a holy place. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.13.10, you write in your purport, if anyone visits a holy place, he must search out the pure devotees residing in such holy places. Take lessons from them, try to apply such instructions in practical life, and thus gradually prepare oneself for the ultimate salvation, going back to Godhead. The spiritual world expands as dhams in the material world, and you expanded the dhams further by expanding the process of hearing and chanting throughout the world through various centers and so many devotees. So you brought souls to Vrindavan and also brought Vrindavan to the souls, since it's said that dhams are not just a geographical location, but a spirit and a consciousness. Bhavad Vida Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Bhivo Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swanta Stena Gadaprita. My Lord, devotees like your good self are verily holy places personified. Because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart, you turn all places into places of pilgrimage. Srimad Bhagavatam 1:13-10. Since pure devotees are places of pilgrimage themselves, by instilling Krishna consciousness in the hearts of so many devotees, you continue to expand the Dham in yet another manner. Thank you so much for making Krishna consciousness and the preparation of going back to Godhead fun, simple, and accessible. His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu taught us about the dominoes effect, how one small action leads to a series of so many smaller actions and eventually to a grand outcome. Your desire to follow the instruction of your spiritual master and all the hard work you put to expand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings set forth a chain reaction of bhakti in the hearts of so many individuals. Thank you so much for always being there to guide and inspire us through your simple yet profound teachings. Thank you so much for always reciprocating with our prayers. If you so desire, please empower us to be able to dedicate ourselves with our body, mind, and hearts to the lotus feet of our spiritual masters and unto you. Your servant, Apara Gaurangi Devi Dasi.
Her Grace Apara Gauranga Devi Dasi Ki. And now we have the great pleasure, honor of hearing from Shamalangi Devi.
Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my respectful obeisances. All glories to you. Wish you a very happy Vyas Puja. On this Janmashtami night, a young Prabhu was looking at your seat and you sitting on it. The Vyasasan was very attractive and I was in the altar and he asked me who this was. And I had the good fortune of glorifying you. I told him he's the founder Acharya of ISKCON. He's the one who told us about the glories of the holy name. He came at a ripe age to USA all alone with no money and founded this institution, because of which my life took a new and auspicious turn. He engaged everyone's material abilities in Krishna's service. He provided service for everyone to contribute as much as they can through their skills in the service of Shri Krishna. He glorified Krishna all the time without any expectation to be glorified. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, you are the greatest Acharya of this age, and no amount of glorification is enough for you. In CC Madhya 4.147, about Madhavendra Puri, it says, even though one may not like it, a reputation as ordained by providence comes to him. Indeed, one's transcendental reputation is known throughout the entire world. And then it continues, the reputation brought by the love of Godhead is so sublime that it glows along with the devotee, as if following him. And this applies to Srila Prabhupada. It's only because of you that I came to understand who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is, who I am, and what is my relation with him. It is because of you that I got my loving ISKCON family and ISKCON family of your ISKCON devotees. It's because of you that I got so many services at the temple, and I'm still learning so many things to complete my services. It is because of you that I got my spiritual master, who was merciful enough to give me his shelter. And it is because of you that I am at the temple right now and not sleeping at home. I got to read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and your other transcendental books. You made everything so easy for us. And it's because of you that I am learning verses. I wanted to mention that during the Vyas Puja, there was one elderly gentleman, Indian, who came to our booth. And he was just in the mood of arguing. I think he just came to argue with us. And he was very resentful. He said, why only Krishna, this is not right. Why there are other gods? So somehow, I had these verses come to me like, Ete Chamsha Kala Pumsa, that verse, then I could say, Ishvara Parama Krishna from the, and then even from CC, I could say that Akala Ishvara Krishna Arsha Bhrita. So I somehow those came to me, and he quietened down. He didn't say, so he says, yeah, I know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I'm from Bengal. And then and later he brought his family. So it's, just by Prabhupada's mercy that I was able to, think of those and tell at that time. So yeah, I'm very, very impressed with myself. This is a very immature expression of my thoughts. I have a very long way to go. Please do not leave me and engage me in your mission. Please dash me, Srila Prabhupada, that I never take this special gift of devotional service for granted. I beg for your mercy so that I am able to follow your instruction and stay away from material allurements. By your mercy, anything is possible. Your servant Shambhalangi Devi.
The great Shambhalangi Devi ki. And now we have the great pleasure of hearing from Her Grace Bhaktin Anushri. Hare Krishna.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. Growing up in an affluent neighborhood in Palo Alto, many of my school friends and others have reached what people would consider to be the epitome of material success. They have more than enough money, reasonably good family life from what I know, and all the resources and opportunities one could want. But still, my high school is number 1 in the state for public high schools with the highest amount of suicides. So last year, when hearing about a suicide that happened at my school, it made me think, clearly something is going wrong here. Clearly money is not the guarantee to happiness. I heard this quote in a recent lecture. The problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. Srila Prabhupada, you came to the West at a time when the civil rights movement was just settling down. Protests against the Vietnam War was at an all-time high, and so was assassinations of world leaders. There were many young people that had questions and fought against the norms of society. When races were determined to be equal by the states, Prabhupada presented the higher philosophy that actually we should not identify with the body, but the spirit soul inside. I guess what I'm really trying to say is that your teachings are as relevant and necessary in the world now as they were when you brought them, especially considering the significant mental health crisis that the youth of today are going through. Vaisesika Mataji said something along the lines of this that resonated with me during her Vyas Puja offering. The philosophy you brought provided me with ways to look at life that was never taught in school or anywhere else. What got me through school were the ideas that one should be detached from the results, to zoom out from time to time, and to keep thinking of Krishna always. Many times I found myself going for a while without reading your books and developing many questions. When I finally cracked one open, it seemed as though all the answers came jumping out at me. I find myself thinking, it really is all in there. Srila Prabhupada, you provided me with a hope above this material world to get me through the seemingly incessant weeks of school. And now I can think that there is something more than this that is real. Now I always have a light to look for at the end of the tunnel. Thank you. Your insignificant servant, Anushri.
Grace Bhaktin Anushri Ki. Wow, what a lineup this morning. We have His Grace Mukaravind Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Come on, give it up. Mukaravind.
This offering is behalf of my better half.
I just want to say before he starts, we did a program at Mukaravind last night. There were 40 people there. 40 people at Mukaravind Prabhu's home. Bhagavata Shraya Prabhu from the back of the room was pointing out without the benefit of a microphone. Haribo!
Hare Krishna. This offering is on behalf of Her Grace Anand Gopika Devi Dasi. She is not able to be present, so I am reading her offering. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, our gracious Srila Prabhupada. I am grateful to be offering my sincere gratitude on this important event of Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. My dear worshipable grandfather, Srila Prabhupada, you manifested your love for Krishna through your genuine compassion to all of us. My gratitude to all that you have given, and your presence is very integral in my service to Krishna eternally. Srila Prabhupada, you left India in 1965 with less than 40 rupees and no help. You struggled alone to give Krishna consciousness to the world. By 1971, you had so many devotees and centers all over the world, America, Europe, Africa. You had performed an unparalleled service in the history of Sanatan Dharma. You could have gone back to Sri Sri Radha Damodar Mandir in Vrindavan to retire, considering that you had done the will of your spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Prabhupada had such enthusiasm that even after such accomplishments, you were trying to reach all the untouched places where you could give Krishna. Since the initial day of my practice of Krishna consciousness, I have always been inspired by the sincerity and determination of the devotees who were of Russian origin. So I was just wondering, Russia being such a powerful communist country, and how that could have been possible, it's only by you, Srila Prabhupada. So I was listening to a lecture when Srila Prabhupada, how you struggled to get into Russia. Devotees were trying to get visa to Russia, but they failed. But Srila Prabhupada, for you, nothing was impossible. If Krishna is with you, you can do anything. Srila Prabhupada, you were initially disappointed with your trip. You were put in a small room by government, no proper food, and KGB were monitoring your actions so that you don't propagate any religion. On your visit to Russia, you met two young boys, spent hours and hours preaching to both of them and convinced them to chant and follow four regulative principles. But Srila Prabhupada, you had to leave, and there was not much hope for any devotees to visit Russia. But that one Bhagavad Gita, which was left back in Russia, was shared to many. People were trying to copy, take print. People were so hungry for spiritual knowledge. This was Srila Prabhupada's enthusiasm. It is how Krishna was.
Stay there. Yeah, come back, sit down. Just breathe and do it as a service.
It was how Krishna was reciprocating with your desire to save souls suffering in this world. So from this incident, I can understand, Srila Prabhupada, your wonderful, compassionate pastime in which we can understand your life of mercy. Sorry, God.
Here. Give me the rest of it. Here. If you're wondering why I was sitting up here, this is why. It is how Krishna was reciprocating with your desire to save souls suffering in this world. So from this incident, I can understand, Srila Prabhupada, your wonderful, compassionate pastimes in which we can understand your life of mercy. You saw yourself as an instrument of Guru and Gauranga's mercy and made such great sacrifices and such great enthusiasm. You just never stopped. You had such great enthusiasm that toward the end, when you couldn't walk, couldn't see, couldn't eat, but you had an insatiable hunger to be an instrument of Krishna's mercy. You were a dancing puppet of Krishna's love to spread Krishna consciousness to as many people as possible. Srila Prabhupada, you showed compassion to all your disciples, to all the despite all their offensive habits, those who blasphemed you, to every spirit soul. You always desired that every spirit soul taste the holy name and that they begin the process of awakening love for Krishna. So this mercy that you gave, Srila Prabhupada, to me is the only qualification of my spiritual life. We have nothing to be proud of. I am proud of that. In such an insignificant fallen state, a Paramahamsa devotee has sacrificed to give us Krishna's mercy, Srimati Radharani's mercy. From the depth of my heart, consumed by deep feelings of love and gratitude for you, Srila Prabhupada, my only hope for spiritual survival is to seek shelter of your love and your words and examples and your books. Srila Prabhupada, you said that our love is expressed by the selfless service we perform. Our love will be shown by our faithful commitment to please you. To please you is to wholeheartedly accept what you have given us and share it with others. With your so many instructions, I have been particularly meditating on sincerely distributing your books and serving your devotees and trying to sincerely chant the holy name of Krishna. It is in your books we see your unlimited compassion. You speak individually to all of us. Please bless me to be able to read these books again and again for your pleasure. Let me share the treasure with the world. I sincerely seek shelter of your lotus feet, your insignificant servant, loving granddaughter, Ananga Gopika Devi Dasi. With grace Ananga Gopika Devi Dasi ki jai, Grace Mukharavind Prabhu ki jai. Now we have the pleasure of hearing from Champaka Gopi Devi.
Hare Krishna. Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your divine grace. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude for blessing us all with the gift of ISKCON, where we can always find the association of devotees and practice Krishna consciousness under the shelter of our beloved Shiksha Gurus. We learn from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahmanda Brahmite Kauna Bhagyavan Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. It is confirmed by Lord Chaitanya that only a fortunate soul, by the mercy of both a bona fide spiritual master and Krishna, receives the seed of devotional service. Thank you for your boundless mercy in accepting us despite all our shortcomings. You have graciously taken us under your shelter, along with countless others who are yet to come. We learn from you invaluable lessons on humility, patience, forgiveness, tolerance, and compassion towards all living entities. You have taught us how Lord Krishna accepts offerings and the heartfelt devotion of a humble soul. As we read in Bhagavad Gita 9:26, Yome bhaktya prayachyati. Krishna does not ask for grand offerings, but for sincere devotion. The essence lies in bhakti, the feeling of how to serve and please him, rather than one's scholarly achievements. You taught us that we should always feel that I am worthless, but by the grace of my Guru Maharaj, I have been given the chance. So kindly accept whatever little service I can give. I am offensive, so kindly excuse me. In this way, if one remains humble and meek, Krishna will be satisfied. I am able to speak these few words, also completely due to your mercy. I humbly pray at your lotus feet that by your grace, I can always serve your mission in a humble mood of servant of the servant. Your humble servant, Champa Gopi Devi Dasi. Thank you very much.
The great Champaka Gopi Devi Ki. Now we have Yashoda Kripa. Hare Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshtarane. Hare Krishna. This is 2024 and it's a very special year for me because this year marks 20 years of my coming in touch with the biggest treasure you left, Srila Prabhupada, the books. Someone gave me the books in 2004. Honestly, I didn't like that. Didn't want to take them. What came next was a shock to me. They asked me to pay for the books. I told them, I'm a student. I have a limited budget, and today I have just a small cash in my pocket, just barely enough to pay for my auto rickshaw ride back home. You can pay next week, they replied, because they knew I will be there next week again. I headed out. That was the shortest 30 minutes ride for me. The time just flew by. I just never imagined because of all the turbulence in my mind. The nervousness and emotions kept disorienting me on my way back. I've had religious books before, but religious books in English? It was an unthinkable concept for me. Why did I take them? Why did I say yes? Will I ever read them? What was worse? They gave me not one but two books. What was I going to do with all of this? The next week I went back, paid the money of course, but the next week soon became a journey of months and years and decades now. These years were not easy. I made my own mistakes. I regret for the days that I wasn't serious enough in devotional practice. Am I perfect now? No. Will I ever be? Probably never. But your books are and will always be my strength. Reading more and sharing with others the same joy that I received from your books has become my life support. And I still have those 2 books with me. You prayed to Lord Krishna, you have some business here, otherwise why would you bring me to this terrible place? So you accepted the Lord's business as your duty. In the same way, your business is now our family business. Although I'm not qualified in even a tiny fraction or proportion to what this family business requires, I am nevertheless trying every day to carry out the instructions of your disciple and my spiritual master. Each day I realize the importance of having Srila Prabhupada in my life. Yadi Prabhupada na hoito, tabe ki hoito, e jivana bahita kisi. If you had not come, what would have happened? How could I have passed my life? Mantra Siddhi Dasi and I are eternally thankful to you for providing your mercy in the form of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. We have a meaningful purpose in our lives in the form of your books, Association of Devotees, and our spiritual master. I'm begging for strength and courage so I can be an instrument in the service of my spiritual master and your mission to preach in the Western world. Paschatya Deshtarine. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, your insignificant servant, Yashoda Kripadas.
His Grace Yashoda Kripa Prabhu ki, Her Grace Mantra Siddhi Devi ki, Gopal Roy ki. And now, boy, this is fantastic. We've got Pavani Bhakti. Let's hear it. Come on. That's it.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. Quote, I have always said that I could get the American boys and girls to take up this movement so the rest of the world would join. Now my theory is being proved. So now I'm dependent on you all to carry on this great mission in my absence. Chant and hear, and Krishna will bless you. You are all intelligent boys and girls, and I have full faith in you for pushing on this movement all over the world. So you are all intelligent boys and girls. Therefore, my request to you is that you study the science of Krishna consciousness and solve all the problems of the world by systematic propaganda as far as you are able to do it. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to your divine grace. Happy birthday to you. Let me be a soldier in your spiritual army. I want to be a soldier in your spiritual army, dear Srila Prabhupada. By your grace of your boy and girl, our Guru Maharaj, His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu, and Guru Ma, Her Grace Nirakula Mataji, I have been somehow able to, due to their causeless mercy, engaged in helping more American boys and girls to take up Krishna consciousness. You definitely had a special love for Americans, Europeans, Russians, Japanese, Chinese, and more. Your work is so powerful, from a traditional Vedic culture to a modern Western culture. The real spiritual transformation just seems like an impossible task. But we have real life examples in front of us. Looking at their commitment to Krishna consciousness, it just seems that your job must have been so easy. But to my humble realization, I see that to get even one person to know or follow Krishna consciousness takes so many gallons of blood, as my Guru Maharaj always says. How much blood did you really have? You must be getting millions of gallons of blood transfusion every night. I have seen a painting of Krishna massaging your head. Was that the daily transaction you had? You are truly an empowered incarnation, and it gives shivers to me to even imagine how you have given your life for the cause of Krishna consciousness. Your blunt way of speaking philosophy is really brave, bold, and beautiful. Dear Srila Prabhupada, you once said, I have built the skyscraper skeleton. Now, all you intelligent American and European boys and girls, fill in the spaces nicely in a good taste. Do not deviate from your high standard. That will mean great dishonor to me. Push on in your preaching work as I have shown you. Remain pure, enthusiastic, and optimistic. And Krishna will favor you with all good results and benedictions. Pure, enthusiastic, and optimistic is my goal in life also, to continue your mission. I'm trying to be as genuine as I can, just as you have shown to us. There doesn't need to be any duplicity in my behavior. Be what you are, and people will connect with you. I just need to show by simple example. In my observation, Western lives have become more and more complicated, and East is still trying to imitate the West. The trend is changing, but there is a lot of work. From an introvert, silent, quiet girl, I have become an extrovert and not so silent woman. This is transformation. And if this can happen, anything can happen. By your and Guru Maharaj's potency, I'm consistently reading your purports and cherishing them. I feel the time is very less and I started so late. Please fortify me with your blessings, books, and devotees. I want to change back the temple environment with majority Westerners, like it used to be when you were around. You said, quote, so the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now in your hand. You are American boys and girls, very intelligent and graced by Krishna. You are not poverty-stricken. You have enough resources, prestige. Everything materially, you are all well equipped. If you kindly take this Krishna consciousness movement seriously, your country will be saved and the whole world will be saved. Quote, unquote. Time and again, you expressed your heart to the boys and girls and empowered them. Your mission is special and with great thought leadership and vision. Your approach is just clear and your conviction is strong. We all need to cooperate in this matter. And I think very seriously about this. Please give us the intelligence in simply following your footsteps, and we will be successful in our insignificant ways to serve you and your divine mission. Your most insignificant daughter, Pavani Bhakti Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna.
The grace, Pavani Bhakti Devi Dasi ki jai. And now, another one of our frontline preachers who never relents. It's Manjari Gopi Devi Dasi. Yeah.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances. All glories to you and your divine grace. Wishing you a very happy Vyas Puja day. Words are short to express how we are truly indebted and grateful to you for writing these books, giving us this treasure. This year, I have been reflecting on how your books came to me for the very first time. 12 years back, 2 of my close friends wanted to follow different religions. Belonging to the Brahmin family, when they shared this news with me, I was shocked and inquired if I could make them change their decision. They asked if I could find at least one authentic book of our dharma. I tried hard for a month, but without any luck. Few versions that I found didn't give much clarity. After so much struggle and prayers to find authentic books, only by your causeless mercy, 2 years later, in 2014, I received the Bhagavad Gita as it is, which became the most joyous gift in my life. Going for books, we meet so many people also who mention similar stories. Like just yesterday or a week before, they had this desire to read Bhagavad Gita. And instantly, Krishna arranges that they come and are attracted to the Bhagavad Gita on the book table. They themselves are surprised and with enthusiasm share, "Can you believe this? I was just talking about this book and how much I wanted to read." These magical moments show us your causeless mercy upon them and us to become an instrument. This year, going through difficult situations, I'm realizing how my nourishment comes when I read your books. The days we don't hear, I feel something is missing. The restlessness, anxiety vanishes if we take more and more shelter of your books. These books are our lifelines and our only real hope in Kali Yuga. We are grateful to get to read the purports, which is non-different than hearing from you directly. Finally, I want to share that thank you for giving us the ISKCON community. Sharing a story that recently happened. We met a girl who started attending temple programs and home program, and she shared that she was thinking having kids in USA is scary and would prefer to send her kids to India in a Gurukul system. But when she met the little kids here singing kirtans, worshipping deities, she felt so much relieved and mentioned she has some hope now. Reflecting back, few years in 2015, we also, before coming to ISV, thought the same, to stay here for 5 years and go back to India after that. But things changed. Coming to ISV changed our mind. Thank you for placing us here at ISV. We couldn't have asked for more, giving a community under the guidance of His Grace Vaisesika Maharaj and Her Grace Nirukala Mataji and a family of ISKCON. This is all possible because of you. This year, when I came back from India, I felt separation from family and homesick. I couldn't understand why this was happening. Even though usually we feel separation from the dham, but enthusiastically we come back to share this knowledge. In a few days, I had to go through a surgery and was facing a very difficult time emotionally. Few months later, reflecting back after this incident, I could understand things can change anytime. I cannot lose my true purpose of life to serve you and this mission in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant. The story of you waiting outside a person's house in Delhi in scorching sun for 3 hours just because he promised he will take Back to Godhead magazine and give only 5 rupees. And so many sacrifices, struggles. This is what keeps us going on. We are indebted for everything you have given and done for us, Srila Prabhupada. On this auspicious occasion, humbly seeking your blessings and mercy to take deep shelter of your books, to be graced with the strength and wisdom to develop a deep taste for the holy name, and to serve you and your mission. With immense gratitude, your loving granddaughter and humble servant, Manjari Gopika Devi Dasi.
The grace, Manjari Gopika Devi ki. And now we have the benefit of what? Okay.
For the past couple of Vyas Pujas, Manjari Gopika makes Srila Prabhupada Bengali milk sweets and brings them in. And it is such a nice thing because we can't do that in quantity. And yet still Srila Prabhupada gets those beautiful variety of milk sweets that she makes every Vyas Puja for him. And I really, really appreciate that.
Okay, we have another hometown favorite who is we'll write a book about someday, the incredible journey. We invite Madhava Govinda Prabhu to please come up. Haribol! Madhava Govinda. Give it up.
Hare Krishna. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you on your divine appearance day. Srila Prabhupada, on the day of Vyas Puja, my heart is filled with gratitude. I feel grateful for all the wonderful gifts that you have given us. Holy name, books, association, and most importantly, some service that we can do. That is to share Krishna consciousness with the world through Sankirtan. Srila Prabhupada, you didn't want us to just have faith in God, but you wanted us to experience the presence of God at every moment in amazing, miraculous ways. The miracles of Lord Chaitanya's mercy were not just happening 500 years ago, which we missed, and not just 50 years ago, when you spread Krishna consciousness movement in the Western world, but are happening now. The closest that one can experience God is on Sankirtan. When you boarded the Jaladuta to come to the unknown Western world, you boarded so that we could also board our small tiny Jaladutas and experience the adventures, thrills, miracles, and get the excitement that we all look for in life. Srila Prabhupada, you took away the intoxication of this world and replaced it with the intoxication of the spiritual world by giving us Sankirtan. The good part is, there are no side effects. Sankirtan is life. Whenever we go out on Sankirtan, we are awaiting and looking at how you use us as your instrument to share your mercy. And then looking at how their lives gets impacted by your books and the process of bhakti that you have given. The amazing miracles of God unfold in front of our eyes. Once when we were having a table at Muir Woods, one Indian gentleman came to the table and I asked him, please help with a donation so that we can share the message of Gita with people around the world. He pointed to the Arabic Gita and said, does anyone take this book? I replied, yeah, many people take the Arabic Gita. He walked away nonchalantly. A few moments later, another person came to the table and looked at the Arabic Gita, looked at it, gave a donation, and walked away right in front of this Indian gentleman. With the Arabic Gita in hand, who had come just some time ago. The Indian gentleman turned around, came to the table, and gave a donation without saying a word and walked away. I was wondering, wow, what was that? What were the odds of it? These miracles are happening now. This is only one such miracle. There are innumerable such miracles unfolding every day for so many Sankirtan devotees all around the world. Srila Prabhupada, we live and die for such moments and experiences where we can experience the presence of God and your mercy. And knowing that if we are engaged in serving in the mission of Lord Chaitanya, we are protected from the effects of Maya, we feel sheltered. This you have confirmed in the purport to 3.9.24. Quote, this is a warning for one and all in the spiritual advancement of life. Unless one is sufficiently protected by the Lord, he may fall down from his spiritual position. Therefore, one has to pray constantly to the Lord for protection and the blessing to carry out one's duty. Lord Chaitanya also entrusted his missionary work to his devotees and assured them of his protection against the onslaught of material affection. End quote. We pray to be engaged in this kind of intoxication for the rest of our life in serving and pleasing you. Your servant, Madhava.
His Grace Madhava Govinda Prabhu ki. Not only did he come back from the great journey that he was on, but he quadrupled his investment in devotional service by bringing back the priceless Palika Lakshmi Devi. Let's welcome her. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pesthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarane. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet, and please let me remain there. All glories to you on your divine appearance day. It is very significant that your appearance day comes a day after Krishna's appearance. Generally, on the day of one's birthday, one is very merciful and kind and wants to give the best gift. So Krishna, after his appearance, must have thought that what is the best gift that I can give to the world? And then he sent you, his pure devotee, as a gift for us. Srila Prabhupada, and then when you wanted to give the conditioned souls of this world the best thing, you gifted us the mercy of Srimati Radharani in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada, you had so many important projects which you accomplished while you were performing your physical pastimes in this world. There was one project which you were constantly working on from the start till the very last breath, and that was translating Srimad Bhagavatam and giving your devotional ecstasies in the form of your Bhaktivedanta purports. I always felt that we missed your physical association, but by reading your purports of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is a medium for me to connect with you on a daily basis. It makes my mind steady and gives clarity in thoughts. Whenever mind bothers me, just by giving an oral reception to Srimad Bhagavatam, it acts like medicine to the mind. My constant encouragement and emphasis from Vaisesika Maharaj, I have been steadily reading Srimad Bhagavatam from the last year, and I have reached up to 7th canto. Srila Prabhupada, I know I have a long way to go, but I am hopeful of your mercy and the mercy of your empowered representatives. Srila Prabhupada, you astonished the entire world by flooding it in the ocean of mercy of Gaur Nitai. You have invested gallons of blood to bring the conditioned souls back to their senses by operating centers and creating the association of devotees. I am also one of your mercy cases, that I have been blessed by your divine grace. Srila Prabhupada, your grace is that you have given us the access key to get the grace of Krishna by assisting you and your faithful followers in spreading this Krishna consciousness movement. I pray at your divine lotus feet that I may be able to assist your sincere followers in spreading this movement in a humble mood, praying at your lotus feet and aspiring to be a servant of your servants. Your aspiring servant, Palika Lakshmi Devi Dasa.
The grace, Palika Lakshmi Devi Ki. And now we have our very own humble but very expert Bhagavat Prana Das.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, Happy Vyas Puja. This year especially, I feel that my gratitude towards you has grown. Last December, I was fortunate enough to travel to Kolkata on the youth yatra that Guru Maharaj and Guru Ma have led for the past 2 years. Seeing your birthplace, where you met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and where you boarded the Jaladuta, and the city where you had many more important milestones in your life, truly made me feel closer to you. Hearing Guru Maharaj recount the significance of all these places was like hearing the heroic stories of my spiritual grandfather from his dear son. Visiting Kolkata reminded me of a verse from Bhagavatam I read earlier this month. Bhavad vidha bhagavatas tirtha bhuta swayam vibho tirti kurvanti tirthani swantastena gadabrata. My Lord, devotees like your good self are verily holy places personified, because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart, You turn all places into places of pilgrimage. 1:13:10. You have transformed the busy city of Kolkata into a holy place that I am eagerly looking forward to visiting again on Yatra this year, and hopefully many years to come as well, to gain a deeper attachment to these special places. Earlier this year, I was in New York, and after a few of the daily Harinams, His Grace Ram Roy Prabhu was taking a lot of the devotees who had traveled for the Rath Yatra festival on a tour of the various memorable locations of New York, from the famous Hare Krishna tree in Tompkins Square Park to 26 2nd Avenue, to the apartment you first stayed in, and more. It was such a humbling experience to see where you began the movement. Thinking about how your purity in chanting the holy name and how holding simple programs led to an elaborate 3-day festival where thousands of devotees from all over the world travel to, truly puts things into perspective and a perfect representation of how widespread your influence is. While reflecting on this experience, I realized how much I take for granted. Everything I value in my life is a direct manifestation of your mercy, and I'm regretful that I fail to see your hand in my life more often. As many have mentioned, the best way to get to know you is through your books. And although I've never been a big reader, I'm sincerely trying to make an effort to get to know you through the jewels that are your purports. On this auspicious day of your Vyas Puja, I pray that I continue to remain under the shelter of all that you've given to the world. Your insignificant grandson, Bhagavat Pran Das.
His Grace Bhagavat Prana Ki. And now we have Srimati Vaishnavi. Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances and all glories to you. Although I'm very unqualified to be writing an offering for you on the occasion of your Vyas Puja, I am full of gratitude, and I would like to thank you for your dedication and compassion towards everything that you have done to create the Hare Krishna movement. Without this movement and without your dedicated disciples, I truly would have been lost at this age. And like Shamalangi Mataji said, I would also be sleeping this morning. My journey in Krishna consciousness started when my family lived in Malaysia around 11 years ago. And I'm incredibly blessed to have started at a young age, and that would not have been possible without you. Even though you actually had planned a trip to Singapore in 1971, the customs didn't allow your entrance because you're wearing saffron clothes. And instead of stopping there, you made an unofficial visit to Malaysia, specifically in Kuala Lumpur, for only 5 days. And this visit impacted the entire country. You just spoke with a few devotees, and then a temple was created in Kuala Lumpur. Then fast forward 35 years, my family was living in Malaysia. And I was around 2 years old, and in a 50-kilometer radius from December 25th all the way up to January 15th, every single year, I used to see around 6 Rath Yatras around Penang. And it was so amazing to see that because it didn't feel that different from India. Prabhupada, I am personally taking so long to stay focused on my sadhana, but just by speaking to 6 devotees, you introduced Krishna consciousness to an entire country and later on to the entire world. Please bless me so that I can improve on my sadhana. I hope that one day, with your blessings, I'll be able to become your granddaughter. Thank you so much for creating this movement and for giving us enough resources to never feel like we are away from home. Because wherever we go, we can count on finding an ISKCON temple and your devotees. Your insignificant servant of the servant, Vaishnavi.
The Grace Srimati Vaishnavi Ki. And now we get to hear from Ananga Sundari Devi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I hope I can get through this. I wrote a poem. This was 2 years back. I'll explain the reasoning behind why I'm offering today. Until the last minute. You taught and fought until the last minute to give us the gift of Krishna consciousness. A man full of courage, a servant of God, a pure devotee dearest to the Lord. You took birth in this material world to free us from the pangs of Maya that had us whirled, showing us the way to wind up our stay, giving us a glimpse and taste of the eternal world far away.
By your grace, we have access to transcendental knowledge and ancient timeless wisdom in plethora of language. By your example, we have devotional service in a way we can execute and Krishna can notice. By your desire, the world has easy access to the holy name, the highest, most sublime form of worship anyone can claim. By your efforts, we have the institution of ISKCON, with association of devotees and goals to work on. Harinam preaching and book distribution are some of your remarkable contribution. To spread the glories in every nook and corner, you are Mahaprabhu's personal social reformer. Serving the desires of your guru in an unprecedented way, the entire world is grateful to you and can never repay. The trials and troubles you have endured for us to give us love of Godhead in surplus. Every vibration in your voice strikes a chord that makes me really want to surrender to my sweet Lord. I pray to realize the profundity of what you've done for us, the inestimable magnitude of your love and serving as our life's compass. As the world worsens, your mission becomes more relevant. To carry forward your mission, we become the instrument. Simply out of causeless mercy on the fallen souls in this world, you came and marked the proper way to Goloka that had been forgotten. Thank you for inundating the world with your love and grace and chalking out the path of bhakti that we can easily embrace. Thank you for giving us our spiritual gurus in the form of guide, whom we can ask questions, serve, and confide. I fall at your lotus feet on this very special day and promise to refine my hearing and chanting in every way, and with compassion serve the devotees and potential ones too, and as that is one of your remarkable virtue. Please bless us so that we can become valiant warriors, and on the way to Krishna remove all barriers. Dear Srila Prabhupada, always show us the way, especially to someone like me who can go astray. Until the last minute, you taught and fought. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. I just wanted to share that I had composed this 2 years back when my daughter Prishni was in the NICU for 2 months. We were paying her regular visits. She was about 1 kg and 2 pounds. She was size of a burrito. That's what my husband used to call her. And all I wanted for her was to just know Srila Prabhupada, just hear his voice, read purports to her. I used to sing, we used to play Srila Prabhupada's this favorite bhajan. Bhajau re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. And I did not think that this offering was worthy of being offered to Srila Prabhupada, but it's been 2.5 years now, and all she knows is Pupa. That's what she addresses Srila Prabhupada as. And she says, Pupa. All she knows is that she can hear your voice, she can identify you from the lectures and from the pictures. I never got an official chance to thank all the devotees here, each and every one of you who prayed for her while she was struggling. All of you who dropped Prasadam, who checked on us, all our friends, all the ISV family. I'm truly, truly, truly indebted to you. Thank you so much.
Your Grace, Ananga Sundari Devi Ki. He just goes to show you don't know until you hear from someone what's really going on. Very deep and powerful. Thank you for your poetry. And now, the consummate Vaishnav gentleman, Haladara Rupa Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatirmanandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chaksuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. One day, of course, by the mercy of Vaisesika Prabhu and our Sankirtan leaders, I am having wonderful experience being in service of book distribution. So most of the stories I will share is from that realization. So please bear with me. So one day on the book distribution service, I met an Indian person who was wearing a t-shirt with meditation logo. He was looking at all the different books of Srila Prabhupada with very much interest and not speaking a word. And then when I strike a conversation, he mentioned that he lived in Silicon Valley since last 24 years. He's been having a amazing career as a realtor, have been part of enough rat race and now looking into a deeper meaning. I was wondering what made this change and asked, do you have Bhagavad Gita? He immediately said, yes, I do, and currently reading 13th chapter. Then he shared more details about that one day he was out at Indian grocery store, met an Hispanic person who gave him Bhagavad Gita. The devotee who gave him book offer help to read in conference call every day. And this realtor has such an amazing experience with the devotee that all his questions getting answered. And he was become so sober in his expression and told me that I'm really feeling ashamed in a joyful way. Because the devotee from Hispanic background quoting me a slokas, explaining him a Bhagavad Gita, that devotee is none other than our Adinath Krishna Prabhu. So, Prabhupada has done this impossible. I was thinking, Prabhupada has many obstacles preaching in India in the beginning. And now, Indians are getting help from Srila Prabhupada's soldiers. And circle back. Right? In service of book distributions over 1 decade, I was thinking, what keeps me going? And that is really this amazing experience on the field keeps you grounded, keeps you attached to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his true followers. Srila Prabhupada's amazing venture who keeps everyone happy in a service. What to speak of the ISKCON family he has given us. Right? And speaking of ISKCON family's association, how contagious that is. My parents visited India, from India to here, just 3 times during their life. But with an amazing association, the devotee of ISV, they are now regularly chanting. This is the contagious experience once gets in association of devotee is hard to leave out. I was not even thinking even one round they will chant, but they are chanting very regularly. So thankful to the devotees, giving the wonderful experience to them. On this day, there are a lot to share, but with the limit of time, I'll just make a prayer. I'm really a mercy case, and then please, Srila Prabhupada, if you so desire, please give me a strength to serve the devotees and be on the battlefield. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
His Grace, Haladara Rupa Prabhu Ki. And now someone who seems who's ubiquitous, who's seemingly expert in everything that she does. Ubiquitous means she's everywhere at all times and expressing her expertise and through her amazing service. We invite the inimitable Risheshwari Leela Devi Dasi. Haribol!
Hare Krishna, dear Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. Wishing you a very happy 128th appearance day. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for sharing with us the chance to experience the Kripa of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The more the time passes, the more it is dawning on me how strong Maya is and how much stronger is the power of your movement. Only the rare fortunate souls can get connected to this mercy. In the summary book of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, chapter 32, you write, Lord Chaitanya next asked Ramananda Rai, what is the most valuable thing in the world? Ramananda Rai replied that he who has love for Radha Krishna possesses the most valuable jewel and greatest riches. One who is addicted to material sense gratification or material wealth is not really considered to be wealthy. When one comes to the spiritual platform of Krishna consciousness, he can understand that there are no riches more valuable than love of Radha Krishna. When Lord Chaitanya asked Ramananda Rai what is considered to be the most painful existence, Ramananda Rai replied that separation from a pure devotee constitutes the most painful existence. In other words, when there is no devotee of the Lord present, there is great suffering in society and association with other people becomes painful. This year marks the disappearance of one of my earliest Shiksha Gurus in Krishna consciousness at ISV, Her Grace Gandharvika Radha Devi Dasi. Srila Prabhupada, I am eternally grateful for you had arranged this first meeting with her. When I was not sure if this was the path for me, she appeared in my life and she so perfectly exemplified all the Krishna conscious qualities, which then gave me the faith that one can practice Krishna consciousness even in the most oddest of circumstances. In her, I found a true seeker of the absolute truth, a quality that is extremely rare even among the various practitioners of spiritual life. Her natural desire as an ardent seeker of the truth was to then implement each and every instruction of yours to the perfection. Her resolve to fight all odds to continue on this path, her steadfastness and loyalty to everything you gave in your books gave me a glimpse of what it must have been like when devotees were in your physical presence. That was her level of commitment. Such devotees are rare. So while I miss her physical presence terribly, I am extremely grateful for the society you have created and facilitated every common jiva soul like me to experience this highest gift of pure Krishna consciousness. Thank you, dear Srila Prabhupada, for including me in your society. Your glories are unlimited, but the most important treasure that you have given us is your association through your books and of those devotees who read your books. I pray to continue to always remain in the service of such pure devotees. And I also pray that I can help bring this experience to the next generation of devotees as you desire, and to be able to pass on this legacy that is coming by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the acharyas in our parampara. Your granddaughter and insignificant servant, Raseshwari Leela Devi Dasi.
The grace of Risheshwari Leela Devi Dasi ki. And now we have the great stalwart, the ever-present and eager to hear Tediya Seva Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Before I start, I just want to say one Srila Prabhupada's quote. Don't be surprised on how many people are coming into the movement and how many people are going out of the movement. Be surprised on how many people are staying in the movement. So, when I came to Krishna conscious, I realized, so I don't want to be that surprise. I want to be in the movement. So fortunately I survived because of Prabhupada's mercy. All the stalwarts in our movement, like Vaisesika Prabhu, Nirakula Mataji, Hansapriya Mataji, Malini Mataji, I know them for so many years. So many of you don't know that I was here in 2000 for about 6 or 7 months, and because of my job situation, I had to leave to Orange County. And I lived in Orange County for almost 17 years. I imagined it was so good. I thought I may not leave Orange County, but Krishna brought me again here in 2018. Sorry, I don't want to waste time. Let's go to the offering. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. Happy Appearance Day. There is chaos all around us. Every day we witness some new tragedy. The symptoms of Kali Yuga are devastating. Unhappiness, crimes on women and children, wars, unemployment, massive immigration can be seen all over the world. Even the most educated have some of these issues along with mental and health issues. Like it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam 12.2.1, Tatascha Anudinam Dharma, Satya Saucham Kshamadaya, Kalena Balina Rajan, Nanakshati, Ayur Bhalam Smriti. Translation: Sukadeva Goswami said, then, O king, religion, truthfulness, cleanliness, tolerance, mercy, duration of life, physical strength, and memory will all diminish day by day because of the age of Kali. You are a perfect spiritual master, and you traveled several times all over the earth and established 108 temples and preached Krishna consciousness and bhakti to thousands of followers. Your instructions are words of Krishna. They gave purpose and guidance to the lost souls in the dense darkness of Kali Yuga. With the help of your ISKCON society, I am able to continue my spiritual journey for several years without much struggle. I have spiritual goals, and there are challenges to overcome them. ISKCON has grown in leaps and bounds since I saw it and remember from my early years. I pray that this spiritual organization you built stays healthy, spirited, and missionary as per your wishes, and continue giving shelter and guidance to the misguided people of Kali Yuga. I take deep inspiration from Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita for my spiritual progress. I humbly pray to give shelter at your lotus feet and keep me away from several distractions. Your humble servant, Tadisevdas.
His Grace Tadiya Seva Prabhu Ki. Everyone please stand up for a minute and reach for the sky and say, Gauranga. Like this. Reach again. Gauranga. One more time, but try to do it better. Gauranga. that was to get us ready for one who I have the deepest gratitude in my life, Malini Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna.
Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace and all glories to your illustrious disciples who are guiding us on the path of Krishna consciousness. Wishing you a belated happy birthday. I would like to express my gratitude for translating the entire Srimad Bhagavatam so that any conditioned soul, irrespective of their exposure to Krishna consciousness, is able to purify their hearts and get closer to Krishna. I would like to state one incident in this regard. As I mentioned in my previous offerings, during pandemic, we started reading Srimad Bhagavatam with extended family members once a week. Collectively, we are in the middle of the second canto now. One of my aunts said that at this rate, we may not be able to finish Srimad Bhagavatam anytime soon. So a few of my aunts and my mom formed a separate group and they started reading Srimad Bhagavatam on their own on a daily basis. I wondered if they were able to understand the text correctly. They mentioned they are already on the 5th canto now. I thought the fact that they were able to keep reading is itself a testimonial that they are getting some taste. Your translations and purports are so easy to understand and attractive even to beginners. This strengthened my faith that anyone can read Srimad Bhagavatam. Recently, when I was reading His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj's book, I'll Build Your Temple, it gave a glimpse of what it'd be to be around you. I was trying to visualize all the interactions that devotees had with you. The daring acts that your disciples performed seemed impossible, but just because of your empowerment, everything became possible. Spiritual Master is expert in channeling the talents of the disciple in Krishna's service. When you saw His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj's taste in writing, you encouraged him to write. Not only that, but you also checked in regularly about his writing. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Because of that, today I am able to know more about your mood and mission through Giriraj Maharaj's writings. Your life membership program was mainly focused on giving full sets of books, not only the ones that were available at the time, but also those which will be printed in future. One lady came to the book table at one of the Indian stores and mentioned that she's a life member of ISKCON since 1980s. She was looking at the book table and asked about the recent publications. She was expecting all the recent publications to be given to her for free. I was wondering why. When I read the book, I'll Build Your Temple, I understood that was the deal. Your ideas are brilliant, Srila Prabhupada. We have heard from your disciples like His Holiness Devamrita Swami, who went behind the Iron Curtain, penetrated into Russia, and preached under dangerous circumstances. One of the stories that His Holiness Devamrita Maharaj shared was they would go to the marketplace and secretly spread the word about spiritual books. And if you want them, meet me in the alley. People would line up, and the price they had to pay for the books was 1 month's salary. I was thinking, wow, 1 month's salary? Then later realized that was nothing. The devotees were risking their lives to smuggle books across the Iron Curtain so these books were invaluable, and 1 month's salary was nothing in comparison to that. If one person was interested, they would drive them in the car far distance so that they can freely speak to them about Krishna. Seeing the dedication of your disciples and the kind of risk they took to speak about Krishna to just one person was so inspiring. These glimpses just give us an idea of your empowerment. I see that your disciples are also creative in assisting in your service. Recently, His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu was sharing a story about airport book distribution. Initially, only a few devotees were working at the airports to distribute books and were doing huge. Soon the word spread around and a lot more devotees were at the airport. Due to this, same people were approached multiple times and it became harder to distribute books. His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu decided to go to a community college and learned Japanese. He then went back to the airport and would stop only Japanese people and did huge at the airport. They were not disturbed by any obstacles, but also found workarounds. I feel so fortunate to have the association of your disciples who carry your mood and mission so that unfortunate people like me who miss seeing you around can be benefited. Compared to the risk that your disciples took and the infrastructure they established for Krishna consciousness movement of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to flourish, I feel I'm not doing much. The most dangerous thing I experienced was at a book table, cops were called on us and we responded back to them and we got to stay at the table. There's so much more to do. Your disciples have cultivated many talented devotees around the world, and I have to work cooperatively with them to further the mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. My desire is to assist His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu, Her Grace Nirakula Mataji in their service to you, and thus please my Guru Maharaj. Please engage me in your service. Like every year, I pray that you guide us to smash our goals for Bhadra Purnima by distributing at least 3,500 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. I don't know how to do it, but I know it is possible by your empowerment. On this most auspicious occasion, I pray that you bless me with good health, association of sadhus, and ability to take advantage of that association to purify my consciousness so that I can serve you better. Your insignificant granddaughter, Malini Devi Dasi.
Srila Prabhupada told His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj that my books are distributed because of the enthusiasm of my disciples and followers. And Malini, years ago, when we went out on book distribution for the first time, she ran up to me and said, "Can I do this?" And I said, of course, seeing her enthusiasm, and she's never looked back and been part of a team that's done more in the last 10, 15 years than anybody else in the world. We're so grateful. And now, we've gone out in history of one of the best dancers in the Hare Krishna movement, and in whose home you'll find the environment of Sri Vrindavan Dham, even if you walk in unannounced at any time of the day. Her Grace Kumari Leela Devi Dasi.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. Wish you a very happy Vyas Puja day. No glorification would be enough to glorify your glorious dedication, determination, and true commitment to the divine words of your Guru Maharaj, which empowered you to do the wonders around the globe. Years of preparation, night long translating books, and attentively attending all the queries coming around the globe. And yet, you remain steady in your mission without any distractions. Rather, you inspired many souls to carry forward the movement of compassion, humanity, and learning to love oneself, others, and of course, to Krishna. I would say that my offering would not be complete if I don't include any of the specific story from the Sankirtan, because I know I feel like if I speak so much from myself, then probably I would be crying, and I don't want to. So I would like to share one story because of His Grace Krishna Sakha Prabhu and Kamalakshmi Mataji. We got an opportunity to accompany them on one of the traveling Sankirtan, Orange Fair County. Just give you in a nutshell the environment of the fair. If Hayden Ashbury is a street, the Orange County Fair is a town. And you would see the people camp there. They have their own vans, they have the tents. I don't know what else all they do. We don't go inside the fair. It's a 3-day long fair. All different kind of people comes there. First day we had a very good experience. We were so enthusiastic that people are coming themselves. We don't need to call them. They are just coming and taking the books. Second day we were like probably feeling little puffed up because the books are going themselves and we just need to be there. And then suddenly the security came and they said like, you can't do over here. It's like, we were here yesterday. They said, that's okay, but you cannot do today. And then we came back. We took a break. We eat prasadam, and then we were trying to meditate. Krishna Sakha Prabhu just closed his eyes, offering prayers. Haldarupa Prabhu went his car. He was praying. I was telling Kunti, you pray. And trying to, we put on Prabhupada's 6th Goswami Astakam on the phone. And after the prasadam, little bit dark, people were coming, and with like so many people, nobody would notice. Let's go. We just went there, and we were just praying that, I don't know how many books will be happening, but at least they should not kick us out. And then our total intention was we don't want to just kicked out from here. And suddenly, one couple came. From what background, I have no idea about it. They run some shelter, something in Oregon. And then they had the Bhagavad Gita, they had the different books, and they said like, I'm interested in this, the Bhagavatam set. And then I said like, okay, but we thought like, this kind of people, do we want to really give them? Me, like, I was trying to judgmental. And then they said like, we support to the people, we provide them the food, we provide them the shelter, the homeless people and the needy people, they come and they be in our building, and we provide them that things. And they said like, okay, so I thought like it's total homeless, I don't think so, we should be giving the Bhagavatam to them. And then she said like, no, but it's good to educate them. And then I thought like, but we were so hesitant to provide the set in such a place where they cannot be respected pretty well. And he said like, but I think, it's good to provide those kind of transcendental knowledge to the people. We provide them the different education system. Why don't we provide this knowledge which can ultimately help them? And then finally we took out it's kind of we were thinking when we asked for the Lakshmi, they would say no, and then they will go away. So me and Krishna Sakha Prabhu both were thinking that, how we can deny them that we don't want to give to them. And they said like, whatever we say, they will say something counteracting that, we cannot deny. And then finally we asked for we sell this one. We don't give out just like that. And this is for the price. And then like, they said like, how much is it? And we told them the good, reasonable price of the set, and they said, okay, I'll Venmo you. And they're like, and then they that was the first transaction of the Srimad Bhagavatam. We got a very good donation on that day. And they carry the whole set with them. And Srila Prabhupada, when I'm trying to reflect on this story, I was just thinking that, if you wouldn't have traveled to the West, you wouldn't have come to the Hat and Ashbury and people, meeting the people on the Hat and Ashbury Street, if you wouldn't have providing them the knowledge, or probably they wouldn't have been engaged into the kirtan or some kind of service, I don't think so I would have any capability of any understanding that I would be okay to just complete that transaction. And when I'm telling this story, I'm telling it's completely causeless mercy of yours that you didn't even keep it to yourself, but you shared it with so many people that all those people can share it with other people. And that's a chain reaction that you created, which is we can see the ripple effect long distance. So thank you so much for, being open to the all kind of background. Probably people from the non-traditional background would never get a chance to know about Krishna if you wouldn't be there. I'm grateful for all that you have done unconditionally and shared the real gem in the form of transcendental teachings. Just because of you and your dedicated representatives, probably I am sitting here. Sincerely extending my gratitude to His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. Because of him, many of us started thinking about you sincerely in last few years. Definitely we missed his physical presence this year. And being under the shelter of His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu and Her Grace Nirkula Mataji, we feel very fortunate and secure. Just because of them, today we are here and sharing our gratitude to you, which may not be as joyous anywhere in the world as it is in the ISV at this time of the year. On this auspicious day, I humbly pray from the bottom of my heart, if you so desire, please use me as your instrument in the service of your dear Guru Maharaj, your mission, and wherever you see is appropriate. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Your servant Kumari Leela Devi Dasi.
Her Grace Kumari Leela Devi Ki. And now we have one of the pillars of ISV, beautiful singer and expert in Shastra, and I think everything else. Shyam Jagannath Prabhu. Shyam Jagannath.
As Maharaj was inviting, I saw the list. I thought I was the next one. As Maharaj started speaking, I thought maybe they rearranged and somebody else was speaking. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarani. Dear Srila Prabhupada, your glories are unlimited, and I only know a few of them. But I'll still attempt to glorify you for my own purification. Because it is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, Akshnu phalam tva drishadeshanam hi, tano phalam tva drishagatra sangha, jihva phalam tva drishakirtanam hi, Sudurlabha Bhagavata Loke, which means Akshno Phalam, the perfection of the eyes is to get the darshan of you. The perfection of Tanu, the body, is to serve the lotus feet of you. Jihva Phalam, the perfection of the tongue is to glorify you. Because Sudurlabha Bhagavata Loke, the pure devotees of the Lord are extremely rare. So with this in mind, we will try to purify myself by glorifying 3 aspects that I wanted to focus on today of Srila Prabhupada. So first one is Srila Prabhupada could see Krishna everywhere. And this, there is one such profound example that I keep remembering. When Srila Prabhupada was in Boston, he was on a morning japa walk with his disciples. And as they were walking, there was a huge ocean liner, and there was a small boat that was bringing the ocean liner close to the shore. So Prabhupada pointed at that and asked his disciples, what do you make of this? What do you understand from this? And many of them have given many explanations. And as we know, Srila Prabhupada has a transcendental vision. He said, that's all right, but how is that this small boat is able to pull that huge ocean liner? And people started giving explanation of how when the ocean liner is close to the shore, it is no longer safe for it to drive into the shore, so they pull it like that. But Srila Prabhupada said, because the ocean liner, even though it is huge, it can very easily be pulled by this small motor boat, because its connection to its source of power was disconnected. So similarly, even though the living entity is very powerful, but the living entity is very easily carried by the modes of material nature because it has disconnected itself from the source of its power, Sri Krishna. So this is a very, for me, I remember this story many, many times. Every time I'm being pushed around, kicked around by the modes of material nature, I remember that my connection to my source, our Guru Parampara, is very weak and I should strengthen. So Srila Prabhupada has given many such examples which inspire me in my own devotional service and trying to learn to see how to see Krishna everywhere. The second quality that I like in Srila Prabhupada is his tolerance. I still very vividly remember the first time I watched in lifetime of preparation here at ISV many, many years ago. It's a video about maybe 45 minutes describing Srila Prabhupada's lifetime until he got onto Jaladuta. Very beautiful, heart-moving pastime. And his, of course, Srila Prabhupada's life, as Mukarand Prabhu was reading, I was just flashing through many such pastimes of the struggles that Srila Prabhupada has taken to give us the unqualified Krishna consciousness, the unqualified Kama, the highest goal of life, which is Krishna consciousness. But I specifically remember this particular pastime of Srila Prabhupada, which is also very inspiring in our own preaching efforts, which is on the day of the first initiation in ISKCON. It was very funny when we read this in Prabhupada Lilamrita, how devotees took initiation vows, and then they celebrated, they took prasadam, and then they left. And Srila Prabhupada, in such a wonderful mood, he cleaned after them, he took care of cleaning the prasadam plates, and then he took prasadam. Such a instructive example, I felt, that a pure devotee coming down to that level is unimaginable for me personally. So in our own preaching effort, anytime we see, we have this feeling of, I own this, oh no, they should do this to us. I very much remember this particular pastime of Srila Prabhupada. And third, and probably the most close to my heart, is the word Bhakti Vedanta. I contemplated on this. Veda Anta, Anta means the end, Vedanta means the end of Vedas or the conclusion of the Vedas. So someone who established that Bhakti is the conclusion of the Vedas is called the Bhakti Vedanta. And reading Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, we see this. Sometimes people complain, but we as devotees recognize the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. In every page of Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, we see how the conclusion of bhakti has been peppered again and again. And I'm very, very grateful to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, even though the philosophy is complex and vast, through simple examples that Srila Prabhupada has given us the conclusions so effortlessly. So I'm very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for that. And another example, I remember in our Bhakti Shastri class, we were reading the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And as we were going through the translations, I'll just read one translation for the context. So Arjuna asked at the beginning of the chapter, Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect? Those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested? And Prabhupada translates text 3 and 4. He first answers Bhakti is the best, but then he says, those who worship the unmanifested, which is beyond the sense perception and so on, so on. And then he concludes that translation. He says, at last achieve me. So in the Bhakti Shastri class, one student asked, Srivas Pandit Prabhu, where is this word at last achieve me in the Sanskrit? I don't see it, he said. And curious, I also opened the synonyms and was trying to find, and I couldn't find as well. But Srivas Pandit Prabhu pointed out to the next verse, which says, those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. So we find many such examples throughout Srila Prabhupada's translations, where rather than building the suspense, and hopefully maybe conditioned souls like us, we may never go there, Prabhupada's mercy is that he gives the conclusion so that there is no scope of missing out or taking misunderstanding any of the philosophy. So finally, I am struggling with my senses and my enjoying propensity. So dear Srila Prabhupada, please kindly give me your mercy so that one day we will overcome this. Please give me the strength that one day I may also become a worthy servant of you and all the Vaishnavas. By our parents' good upbringing, we always wanted to serve. But by your mercy, we finally have some direction. In our own small way, we are trying to preach Krishna consciousness to please Vaisesika Maharaj, Nirakula Mataji, and our spiritual master. So we can please you and ultimately Shri Shri Radha Krishna. In the pastime of Damodar Lila, in the Bhagavatam of the Yamalarjuna tree, so Krishna thinks, quote, although these two young men are the sons of the very rich Kuvera, I have nothing to do with it, nothing to do with them. Devarshi Narada is my very dear and affectionate devotee. So therefore, because he wanted me to come face to face with them, I must do so for their deliverance. This is very inspiring for me because even though I am unqualified, insignificant, because Srila Prabhupada desired so by his causeless mercy and oceanic compassion, I am highly hopeful that one day I will be engaged in the actual mission of Srila Prabhupada and in pleasing Vaisesika Prabhu, Nirakula Mataji, and all the Vaishnavas. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Sham Jagannath Prabhu Ki. And now our last presenter this morning is not experiencing morning, he's experiencing night because he's broadcasting from Pune, one of the devotees who's most dear to my heart on the whole planet with the 3 planetary systems, and every day we miss. His Grace Damodar Vamshidhari Prabhu Ki Jai.
My humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas there. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Perfect. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Respected Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most respectful pranams at your lotus feet, which are the only shelter and hope for me. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Dear Srila Prabhupada, you gave us Sri Gaur Nitai, Sri Krishna Balaram, to approach Lord Krishna from left. So when you're seeing the deity, you see them on the left. You also gave Sri Radha Krishna and the various forms to reconnect with Krishna from the right. Even if it wants to serve from right, the process actually starts from left via a guru medium. You showed by example how to serve the left by your personal example, by showing your trust and loyalty to your Gurudev. You as an expert installed multiple Gaur Nitai deities, Krishna Balaram centers, Balaram, Sri Subhadra, Lord Jagannath deities all around the world. Lord Balaram, Nityananda, is fully backing you up and reopening the storehouse of holy names for you. Who could have imagined large ice forms without eyelids, with big smiles on their face, will steal hearts of anyone who sees them? The world gets stunned when they watch the parade, pull the cart, chant the holy names, dance, accept books, and honor a full plate of prasadam. You showed that approaching Srimati Radharani can start with having a guide to take to her, and then she only allows when ready to connect with her mercy. Thank you for establishing this Nityananda Guru channel for us to approach the Lord and to connect to the right wing access. And the left wing are continuously taking the boat and sending it back for everyone to get a chance to get back to the right side. That was my realization in last Balram Purnima. I listened to one of your lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, Text 3 to 4, March 29, 1977 in Bombay. Krishna is so friendly that he always lives with us just to turn our face towards Krishna. Ishwar Sarva Bhutanam Hirdadeshe Arjuna Tishtati. Bhagavad Gita 18.61. What is his business? He is simply waiting for the time when we shall turn our face to Krishna. That is his business. But unfortunately, we do not want Krishna. We want something which is not Krishna. That is our disease. Srila Prabhupada, I would need your help and mercy to quickly surpass this deficiency and disease of mine, so that I am always alert and turn my face towards Krishna. Now, some key updates in last recent months. By your blessings, we were able to celebrate Shri Krishna Janamashtami at Magarpatta, Pune, where 2,000 people attended. I was given the charge of a mantra meditation booth, and it was very satisfying to help over 75 new people chant Hare Krishna mahamantra. While preparing for the booth, I could look through my immense shortcomings of japa and to adjust the mindset of how I do my japa. So even after 20 plus years in the movement, such kind of sevas when we do, it helps us a lot. I found huge mercy coming towards me from your multiple disciples. And I look forward to serve them and take the baton in coming years. Please allow me to serve the movement sincerely throughout my life. Thank you for accepting this fallen soul, materially engaged, and I'm hoping to serve your projects with management seva that I can do for India, worldwide, anywhere you ask me. Thank you very much for everything. Your humble servants, Damodar Vamsidhari Das and family. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
So nice to see you.
I miss you all.
Well, we miss you too. Too much. It's killing us. Anyway, I'm coming after you with that baton, so be ready. Dear devotees, this is the most nectarian process, hearing what's in the hearts of the devotees, and we feel the electricity coming through. There's no separation from Krishna or his pure devotee, or the Guru Parampara for those who sincerely take up the process. We're in the moment, all of us together, directly connected because of the service we have together. I was talking yesterday to Nirkula, and we were just thinking about how our greatest asset is our community together in sincere service. And now we hear what's in the hearts of the devotees. It endears us, and it also makes us more enthusiastic to keep inviting more people to come into the community. Now we have beautiful cake we've taken in for breakfast. And we have the icing now. The last speaker of the day, I know, is one of the personal favorites of most, or maybe everybody here at ISV. She's prepared a talk. I'm going to move out of here and give her the stage. Please welcome. And, we spend all week working or whatever, and now we have an opportunity to really take in some nectar. So let's give our full attention and for the last 9.5 minutes for Her Grace Srimati Amaya. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody. So Amaya needs no introduction. She's the daughter of Sachendra Krishna Prabhu and Danakiri Chintamani Mataji, and she's also done presentation before. So we would like to now hear from her on this topic related to disapproved but not disowned. And today's topic is the unwanted distraction.
Okay, yeah, it's on. Okay. Hare Krishna. My name is Amaya Mittal, and today, with the blessings of Guruma and His Grace Vaisesika Maharaj, I'd like to present Chapter 10 of His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu's book, Disapproved but Not Disowned. The chapter of this book, the title is An Unwarranted Distraction. An unwarranted distraction. What does an unwarranted distraction even mean? So let's split it up. Unwarranted and distraction. Unwarranted means something that's not justified, and a distraction is something that takes you away from a service or task you're doing. So now putting them together, an unwarranted distraction is something that diverts your attention away from a task or service without a valid reason or necessity. The theme of this chapter is mercy and repentance. It highlights the importance of acknowledging one's mistakes with genuine remorse and making sincere efforts to correct them. It also highlights the mercy that the devotees have and how the devotees are more merciful than the Lord Himself. The story starts off with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thanking his associates Nityananda, Jagannatha, Damodar, and Mukunda for showing him Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri. Unfortunately, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to say his farewells to his associates as he wanted to go to South India to visit his brother Vishwarupa. See, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that his brother Vishwarupa had already passed, but he pretended not to know so that he could still go and deliver the people of South India. The devotees, hearing this, became very distraught. The pain of separation from the Lord would be intolerable. Therefore, the devotees came up with the argument that Since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his hands will always be chanting and counting the holy names, he won't be able to carry his water pot and garments. So therefore, they asked for some devotees to come along with them. For example, Nityananda Prabhu asked to go along, saying that he knew all the ways to all the holy places in South India. Even with all these offers, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found a fault in every person. Of course, he was internally pleased with all the activities his devotees had done for him, but externally he seemed displeased. He tasted their love and their affectionate qualities on the pretense of attributing faults on them. He rejected them all because he had the responsibility to set the renounced order, but he couldn't do that with all the comforts and services his devotees had arranged for him. So even though Nityananda Prabhu, he was rejected by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for this service, he still personally recommended Kala Krishnadas, a simple Brahmin, to go and to accompany Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to not say anything, and just to carry his water pot and garments. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Kala Krishnadas set out on their South India tour together. At first, the tour was going very smoothly, with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanting and singing the holy names of Krishna and delivering all the people of South India. Then they reached a place called Vetapani. In Vetapani, there were a group of Bhattataris. These are nomads or gypsies, and they allure outsiders by using women. Maya is so strong that Kala Krishnadas left the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to associate with the Bhattataris. A poor man who receives some sort of wealth or some sort of financial statement shouldn't spend all his money all in one go. Similarly, a spiritual seeker who fortunately receives the rare opportunity to associate with the Supreme Lord and his devotees should be careful enough not to lose it. God is all independent, and us, being small parts of him, we also have a small independence. God bestows upon us this minute independence and doesn't interfere with it. When we use it to serve the Lord, we progress towards his loving association. But when we use it for self-gratification, we remain in this material world. Therefore, Kala Krishnadas misused his independence by using it for self-gratification. So he used it for self-gratification. So this explains this quote as Kala Krishnadas, he received the rare opportunity to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he lost it because he wanted to associate with the Bhattataris. So now going back to the story, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he realized that Kala Krishnadas went to the Bhattataris, he went, and instead of leaving him alone and leaving him in the bad association, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the Bhattataris and asked for Kala Krishnadas back. Of course, they wouldn't give him back. They had just lured him in. So then they started attacking him with weapons. But by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's will, he made their weapons turn around on them and hit the owners of the weapons. This scared the rest of them, and they fled. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he saw Kala Krishnadas, and then he dragged him by his hair out of the camp. Once the tour concluded, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told all the devotees in Jagannath Puri what had happened, and he publicly rejected Kala Krishnadas. Kala Krishnadas was very sad and very sorry. But it may seem that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was indifferent and unkind to Kala Krishnadas, who was crying. But if you think about it, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did so much for Kala Krishnadas. Firstly, when Kala Krishnadas was in the bad association, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could have left him in the bad association and left him be and continued his tour. But no, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went out of his way to rescue Kala Krishnadas. Secondly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, once he rescued Kala Krishnadas out of the bad association, he could have let Kala Krishnadas go on his way and continue the tour alone. But no, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu let Kala Krishnadas continue and conclude the tour with him. Krishnadas was very repentant of his actions, and the devotees saw this. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected Kala Krishnadas to show these two things. The association of devotees is very important, and that the devotees are more merciful than the Lord himself. Let's say if you were to associate with drunkard people, you would probably become drunk. So if you were to associate with saintly people, it will help you in your spirituality. That is why it is very important to keep our association good, so we will always have a right mindset. The devotees are more merciful than the Lord, because even though a person is rejected by the Lord, the devotees do not reject him, but they give him assurance and encouragement, and they engage him in the Lord's service again. So the devotees saw that Krishna Das was very repentant in his actions, and they saw that he was in a very dark place. His mindset, it was not good. They understood the human tendency to falter, and therefore they decided to show compassion on him. They decided to give him a service. They sent Gala Krishna Das to Bengal to inform all the devotees in Bengal, including Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother, about his return from South India. So when Gala Krishna Das went to Bengal to inform all the devotees there, by informing all the devotees about the beautiful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was the instrument of their joy and the object of their heartfelt blessings. A verse that shows this is in the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 10.67. In the purport, it states, even though a person is rejected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the devotees of the Lord do not reject him. Therefore, the Lord's devotees are more merciful than the Lord himself. This shows how that even though Kala Krishna Das was rejected by the Lord, and he was very sad and very sorry, the devotees saw this, and they decided to lift him up and engage him in another service, so he was still in the congregation, and his spirituality was still intact. Now that we talked about what an unwarranted distraction is, I wanted to sidetrack a little bit and talk about what a warranted distraction is. So an unwarranted distraction, as I said before, is a distraction that diverts your attention from a task without a valid reason or necessity. So a warranted distraction is literally the opposite of that. A warranted distraction is a distraction, it's a distraction from a service or task you're doing, but it has a necessity. It's a valid reason for it. A beautiful example of this is in Krishna Lila, where Yashoda Mai is with the boiling pot pastime. So Yashoda Mai was singing, one day she was singing the divine pastimes of Lord Krishna while she was churning butter. Then baby Krishna came up to her and demanded to be fed. So Yashoda Mai stopped churning the butter and sat Krishna down on her lap and started nursing him. Suddenly, she remembered the boiling pot of milk that was on the stove. She quickly set down Krishna on the floor and started to attend the boiling pot of milk. So baby Krishna, feeling very rejected, he threw the biggest temper tantrum in history. He broke all the butter pots and started distributing it to the monkeys. So this, as we know, is the start of Damodar Leela. So how is this a warranted distraction? This is a warranted distraction because, yes, Yashoda Mai was distracted by the boiling pot of milk from the service of attending to Krishna. But keep in mind that by her attending to the boiling pot of milk, that boiling pot of milk was going to be used to serve Krishna and to make more dairy products for Krishna to enjoy, so we didn't have to steal it from all the other people. So that is a warranted distraction because the boiling pot of milk was going to be used for Krishna. Unlike with Kala Krishna Das, him being distracted by the Bhattaharis, that was not warranted because that was not part of the service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That was him using his independence and self-gratification. So therefore, this concludes my topic. Thank you for listening. Any feedback or questions?
Amaya, we love hearing your talks.
Yeah.
So well prepared for and from the heart. I was curious, what were some of your realizations? What did it feel like putting this together? As some of the thoughts you had and that you presented just now are very subtle and therefore interesting. Which would you say one struck you the most? What did you take away from your preparation?
There was a specific slide that I really liked. Yes, it was this slide. So I'll just repeat it again. A spiritual seeker who fortunately receives the rare opportunity to associate with the Supreme Lord and his devotees should be careful enough not to lose it. So what this means to me is that if you are given the service of doing something monumental like this, or even just to serve a simple devotee or to serve the Lord himself, we should be grateful for the service we have and be with it in a straight mindset. So we shouldn't take anything for granted or say, oh, this is such a small service, I don't have to put my full attention into it. We should always pay attention to every detail and put our full focus and effort into it. That's what I thought.
Thank you, Maharaj. That's an excellent question and an excellent answer. Any questions or realizations? Anyone else would like to share? Reflections? Yes, Mataji.
Thank you for the very nice presentation. I think when you started the presentation, you had the slide of what is an unwarranted distraction. And I liked how at the end you contrasted it with warranted distractions. I really liked that contrast.
Oh, thank you, Mataji. Very well.
Armand, were you aware of her preparation? Did you hear her preparing?
Maharaj, I heard her preparing, but I wasn't really fully listening. So this came as a real shock to me, and I was really amazed at how she presented. It was really good.
Thanks, Armand.
Amaya, I really liked how you presented it so confidently. I mean, so much clarity. It's wonderful to see your generation walk up and tell us what we need to know. It's a great opportunity. Every time I see you kids come up there, it humbles me again and again, and reminds me that you are our service. You know, it reminds us. Thank you. I have a question. Mahaprabhu allowed Kalakanta Das to, Mahaprabhu brought him back, kept him all through his journey. So as a person who gets that opportunity, Kalakanta must have thought that Mahaprabhu forgave him, right? Mm-hmm. Because after that there's this long journey through South India, and and then when you get back and Mahaprabhu decides to inform everybody in a public space, this is how Kalakanta behaved and this was a mess. I wonder how Kalakanta felt, because did not Mahaprabhu already forgive him by his actions? Where was the need for him to put him up there in a public space and announce it? Was it being done for Kalakanta's good or for the good of the people around him?
Hmm.
What was the purpose of that effort?
Thank you, Arthur. It's a very good question. So what I would say is that Kala Krishna Das, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected Kala Krishna Das in front of the devotees only because he knew that the devotees would bring him up, and he knew that the devotees are more merciful than himself. So that's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did that in front of the devotees. And yeah, but then of course when he was coming back, Kala Krishna Das knew that he had made a really big mistake. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yes, as we say, he does reject people, but he doesn't internally always reject people, if that makes sense. So he said that he rejected him, but he didn't really leave him alone. He left him in the association of his devotees, knowing that that his devotees would take care of him. So that's why he did that in front of the devotees.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Maharaj, would you like to add to that, like your realizations of that part of the pastime?
I really like your answer. And it's one of the ongoing themes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that there's a way in which Mahaprabhu observes an external etiquette, whereas internally he's very pleased. So your observation that he had done it knowing that the devotees would take care of him, it also showed that he wanted to keep the etiquette as the spiritual master of Kala Krishna, to reprimand him, to show that what he did wasn't okay, but he still kept him close. And it's the mood of Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, who says, Apichet sudaracharo bhajate mamananya bhag sadareva samantavya samyag vyavasito hisat. That even if somebody does something that's reprehensible, but is properly situated in his determination, you brought that up because you said the devotees saw that he was repentant. You mentioned that. It's a very important point, because if somebody does something that is a great transgression and then they're not sorry for it, there's not a similar result. So I liked your answer, and just that slight nuance that it's a theme throughout the Chaitanya Charitamrita, where he'll, for instance, chastise someone when they're cleaning the Gudicha temple, the Bengali Vaishnava who was trying to wash Lord Chaitanya's feet. And although he was satisfied, he told Swarup Damodar to throw him out. He's yours. He's your Bengali Vaishnava. To throw him out of the temple, and they ejected him. And everybody knew that Mahaprabhu, although externally doing that, was deeply affectionate towards him. So there's that dichotomy that makes a tension throughout the whole Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and you picked right up on it very nicely. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Malini Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Myra. I know that the presentation that you made, I didn't see any gaps like or anything that most of us use. So that's an excellent quality that you have to present. And I wish that you continue this more and more. And I'm sure you do very well in your school also in these presentations. So thank you so much for putting so much effort in this, and to also let us see your wonderful qualities as well. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
I have to say I'm very, very impressed with your demeanor and your presence on the stage, and the way you present this material is so logical and sequential, and reaches a very, very enlivening conclusion. I'd just like to add one little point about this question that was asked about putting this devotee in the hands of the devotees. In terms of the theme of what you've done here, the unwarranted distraction. For Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to have to deal with these things personally would be an unwarranted distraction from his mission.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you. I just want to say that if you don't mind, we actually are running way over time for our Guru Puja. So please forgive me. This is actually wonderful to hear from all of you, your reflections and your questions and your realizations. It shows us that, the children who are putting so much effort, it's bringing so much encouragement to them. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of all the children and Amaya here today, thank you for your attention. I humbly request that we move on to the next part of the program, which is Guru Puja.
Put it together and have an outline and read it out. They're not really ready to, here's a new thought, here's a new angle. You did really well. Big future. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We're now going to perform Guru Puja by reciting Sri Guru Vandanam, And we're starting in 17 seconds. So we ask everyone to put away the asanas and please gather. And now it's 15 seconds. Please come. Now it's 10. Take your places. 5, 4, 3, 2. Chariya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Payeche Keba. Chariya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Payeche Keba. Chariya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Payeche Keba. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Namasheshtam manamapi shachiputram atra sarupam. Shirupam tasyagrajam urupari maturim goshtravatim. Radha kundam girivaramoho radhika madhavasham. Prapto yasya pratita kripaya shri gurum tannatosmi. He guru jnanadarina bandho. Swanandadata kunanaika sindo. Vrindavana sinahitavata. Prasida Radha Pranaya Prashada. Edina Bando Koronaika Sindo. Kuru Prasadam Mai Mandamudhe. Lakshaparade Bahupapagade. Tatpada Padme Stu Matishta Krishna. Yadyapi Amar Guru Chaitanya Radas. Tatapi Janiya Ami Tanhara Prakash. Guru Krishna Rupahana Shastra Pramane. Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Karena Bhakta Gane. Shiksha Guru Keta Jani Krishnera Swarup. Antaryami Bhakta Shreshta. A Dewey Rup. Naivo Payantya Pachitim Gavayastavesha. Brahma Yushapi Kridam Ridamudas Maranta. Yontar Bahistanu Bratam Ashubham Vadunvan. Acharya Chaitya Vapusha Swagatim Vyanakti. Without serving the representative of Krishna, nobody can approach Krishna. I bow down to the beautiful lotus feet of my spiritual master, by whose causeless mercy I have obtained the supreme holy name, the divine mantra, service of the son of Shachi Mata, the association of Srila Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, and his older brother Sanatan Goswami, the supreme abode of Mathura, the blissful abode of Vrindavan, the divine Radha Kund and Govardhan Hill, and the desire within my heart for the loving service of Sri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the giver of your own bliss, and you are the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself, and you are preaching the divine love of Radha for Krishna. Please be kind upon me. O friend of the lowly, O Gurudev, you are the only ocean of mercy. I'm a dull fool and have committed hundreds of thousands of offenses. I have fallen into a dense myriad of sins. Therefore, grace me with your mercy, so that my mind may be fixed on your lotus feet and on Sri Krishna. Although I know that my spiritual master is a servitor of Sri Chaitanya, I know him also as the plenary manifestation of the Lord. According to the deliberate opinion of all revealed scriptures, the spiritual master is non-different from Krishna. Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, delivers his devotees. One should know the instructing spiritual master to be the personality of Krishna. Lord Krishna manifests himself as the super soul and as the greatest devotee of the Lord. O my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with the prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as the Supersoul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and attain the mercy of Krishna. Our only wish is to have our consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all his desires. He opens our darkened eyes and fills our hearts with transcendental knowledge. He is our Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates, by him ignorance is destroyed. Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Kahati Sadma Bandam Radha Shiva Sari Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shiva Sari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Check it out. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Come on now. Hare Hare. Hare Gaura Premanande. Harinam Sankirtan ki. Mahamantra ki. Harinam Prabhu ki. Gaura Premanande. Nitai Gaura Haribo. 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 Gaura Haribo.
Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotara Sata Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotara Sata Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा मई की जमुना मई की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जमुना देवी गंगा देवी की समवेत भक्त वृंद की हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees.
And now we have the shortest announcements in history of ISV. Bhakti community, give your 31-second announcement, please. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hare Krishna, dear all. As you know, if you are a newcomer today to the temple, talk to me after this program. We have a program called Bhakti Community, and it's an online program when you want to associate with like-minded people, spiritual seekers. It's a nice program to start with. When book distributors are giving books, please, we have strategically positioned our programs on Mondays and Thursdays. So as you give the book on the weekend, invite them on a program. If they are lost, like Yashoda Kripa was, like, hey, I got a book, what do I do now? You can send them to us. We have a session going on Monday, 5:30 p.m. and another session on Thursday, 5:30 p.m. as well. Talk to me for more details. Hare Krishna.
That was 32 seconds. Now our book distribution report in 31 seconds.
Hare Krishna. Our Bhadra Purnima is coming up soon. We just have 2 weekends left. And if you really want to get in, this is the right time. I don't know if you know, but anybody who participates in this Bhadra Purnima campaign, their name will be put in a silver box, very beautifully ornate silver box, and that stays under the lotus feet of Lord Nrsingadev for 1 whole year in Mayapur. So the Ugra Nrsinga, you know, all that Nrsingadev, so he will protect you from all the obstacles. So please take this opportunity, put your name in the box by distributing at least 1 Srimad Bhagavatam or encouraging somebody else to distribute a Srimad Bhagavatam. So tomorrow will be a big day here at ISV as well, if you would like to participate in this campaign. So please come tomorrow and more for Radhashtami and one last weekend before the Bhadra Purnima.
And count up all your Lakshmi and put aside a huge portion of it that would be taken away by the government, bad weather, or anything else, and preemptively give it for the Bhagavatams tomorrow. Thank you for considering our request. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, do you remember anyone who came on Janmashtami has come back? Actually, we do have 2 beautiful devotees, 2 visitors, Tito and Huda. Please come, if you don't mind, and introduce yourself.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. This is the first time we are attending this special ceremony, and we really feel blessed and honored to be here. And we want to say thank you for welcoming us in. And we do have the peace of Krishna in our hearts. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. I'm very happy to be with you. Mr. Achyuta welcomed us, and he treated us very nice, and we feel so peaceful, and we can't find our peace here, and everyone is so nice and so sweet and gentle, and we're really enjoying your company. Thank you so much for having us.
Tito and Huda didn't just walk in on the Janmashtami day, but they also took the Bhagavatam set with them at home.
Haribo.
And I also would like to thank you to Achyuta Kumar Prabhu and Dheera Prashant Prabhu for welcoming them. So every little service has gone long ways. So thank you very much. And then now next we'll have Prasadam after we have the Prasadam cook's announcement.
Hare Krishna. Today's Prasadam was cooked by Hansa Priya Mataji, Kuladvi Prana Prabhu, Shama Bhakta Prabhu, Malay Prabhu, and Shailan Prabhu.
This next song, we'll look at the English part, please. It's a prayer before we eat. There's a lot of them there. Let's go to the main one. That's not the main one. The main one's Sharira Vijajal. So here's how it goes in English. English. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. I'll just tell you what it is. It says, we sing this prayer before we eat, and it's to appreciate the fact that this is not ordinary food. It's cooked with loving devotion and offered to Krishna. This is part of bhakti, is whatever you eat. First, you cook it with loving devotion, and you make an offering to Krishna. And afterwards, according to the bhakti tradition and scriptures, it becomes what's called prasadam, or special mercy. So when you eat, we don't really just eat. We honor the prasadam. It's like a sacrament. And it's purifying. So when you eat the food, it's the same vibration as the spiritual world. And just by eating, says Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we'll be able to control our senses. And if that isn't nice, I don't know what is. And the song goes like this. Sharira Vijaja Jotendriya Tahika Jibe Pele Vishaya Shagade Talajeti Mayati Lobamasutunati Takejeka Pratika Samsare Krishna Dora Doyama Kori Pale Kripaya Stop the shard. Annakilo Bahai Sheyana Vikapao Radha Krishna Gunagao Premenako Shri Chaitanya Nikai Premenako Chaitanya Please come take prasadam. Prasadam we served in the picnic area. Go straight out that round door. Take a sharp right outside the two big doors, and you'll find a veritable feast waiting for you on the outside in the beautiful sunshine and fresh air of California. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming today. And we'll see you When? Tomorrow morning. We'll be here all weekend. So we'll see it all tomorrow morning. And as a way of parting, we like to say that we feel very grateful to be in the association of devotees who can fulfill all our desires, because what we're really looking for in life is a loving relationship, and it's best done with those who are in connection with Krishna. So we say together, Vancha kalpatubhascha kripasindhabevacha patitanam pavanibhyo vaishnavyo namaha. Please come take prasadam. Hare Krishna.